So in this video, I'm going to show you how to perform NEPSE market depth analysis using the GitHub profile I have made. So in that GitHub profile, I do have collected some market depth data of some period, let's say, and in this video, I'll show you how to download this data and how to perform market depth analysis based on that data. There is a code in Python saved in Jupyter notebook that might be helpful for the analysis, but yes, we do have raw data in there so that user can perform their own analysis as well. So let's get started. First thing first, you need to download GitHub. Actually, you don't need to download GitHub and install any software, but for the sake of simplicity, I would recommend downloading the GitHub. So opening the browser and press and search for download GitHub. So this is the purple cat that needs to be downloaded. If you are familiar with programming, then you must be familiar with the GitHub as well. So click on download now, go to the direct download page and it will download. So since I have already downloaded, actually I have already downloaded, not only downloaded but also installed the GitHub. So I'll not be showing how to download and how to install, but once it is installed, this is how it should look like. Okay, then there is my GitHub profile and GitHub market depth repository. Actually, repository is a collection of some programming codes or anything that is stored in GitHub. So the URL would be github.com/ that is the user must go slash NEPSE depth, NEPSE underscore depth. So if you have a look at it, then you will notice that there is a folder named files. Under this folder there are folders with the year names, and under the year names folder there are files with JSON format that has a date. So these are the market depth file of NEPSE of every year. So what we are going to do is download this whole complete package, including all the files in the local computer, and perform the analysis with the analytics.ipynb, that is Jupyter notebook. Feel free to analyze your way as well, but in this video I'll be discussing with this one. So how to download this is the GitHub repository from codes and download zip options as well, but this will be sort of static thing, means you need to download it every day when the GitHub repository gets updated with the new market data. But if you try with the GitHub desktop application, then it will sort of refresh automatically, or you need to click a button, but yes, only new file will be updated or only changed file will be updated. So there would be no need to download literally every files of these years. So if we compile all the files, then its size may be much larger. So let's start with the procedure. To download this, please copy the URL from URL bar and go to this GitHub profiles from your file, clone repository, and paste the URL. This is showing error in my PC because I already have downloaded the repository in my location, that would be in my E drives GitHub folder. So but if you have not downloaded it, then there would be no folder called NEPSE depth in your PC, and there would be no file inside the NEPSE depth folder. So this error would not be there. So just click clone. After that, it is not applicable or not active in my PC, because as I already told you that there is some error, or that means I have already did it. So in my PC it is not showing, but in your PC you will be able to click the clone button. So I am pressing cancel here, but in GitHub I already have a NEPSE depth. So other requirement after installation of GitHub is you need to have a Visual Studio Code. This is integrated development environment that is useful for literally everything. I would say for every programming language, VS Code is a very handy tool. So it is highly recommended to use VS Code. So to download VS Code, you need to go to let's simply Google search it. Download VS Code. So here is the VS Code. Simply click on Windows versions and it will be downloaded. Pretty simple, is it? So after cloning the GitHub to local file, let me show my GitHub profile as GitHub files as well. So as you can see, all the files have been downloaded. How is the size? So it has 1 GB size. So if you try downloading every day with the zip file, then it would be lot of data consumption at your end. So GitHub, using GitHub is recommended. Once downloaded, you can click open in VS Code from here, or directly navigate to GitHub file and open in VS Code from here. That does not matter, but the thing is, open with VS Code. The thing is, it will open the project. So in the left panel, we can see that the file structure, files are there. There is analytics, no Jupyter notebook. Double click it. Let's play with the analytics thing. So before we proceed, we need to download some Python modules so that this analysis could be done locally. So one of the most prominent important Python module that we require is NEPSE. So that is also hosted in GitHub. So using pip command would not work. So let's dive into the NEPSE unofficial API site. Yes, this is the NEPSE unofficial API site. So this has a Python module that can fetch NEPSE data with the API, which is not officially provided by NEPSE. So how to install this module? So run this command in the command line cmd, and yes, this will install. So since I have already installed it, I am not going to paste it. Okay, so once it is installed, please make sure that all other modules such as async.io, request, pandas, globe, pathlib, path actually is already available, readily available. So let's start with the analysis. So in this step, we are importing all the libraries that we are going to use in our analysis. This second cell is about preparation or pre-work for downloading data from NEPSE website. Actually, market depth is already downloaded, but when we do have a script, let's say SMHL, we are in need to find out that in which sector it belongs. So identifying the sector would require this program to download data from NEPSE's website. That is why we are using NEPSE module as well. But NEPSE module is not limited to this thing. This is actually very powerful thing. In fact, it can download full floor sheet at any time, let's say after the completion of time, and market depth during the transaction period as well. So behind the scene, I have used the same module to compile the market depth as well. Since it's a public GitHub repository, you can also uh, view the logic how I am compiling the market depth as well. Probably this is in the script file. So this is the script that is being used to actually parse the market depth. The next cell is used to perform a single day analysis. As we can see here, we need to enter a single date from which we are going to perform the analysis. So the latest date being April 24th. So let's run it. Yes, what this is doing is opening the 2025 April's 24th file. Yes, this is how the file looks like in JSON format, and it parses in the pandas table, compiles the data, and calculates a index kind of thing that is called imbalance index. So what it does is it calculates the index using total buy quantity and total sell quantity. So since we can see it from the command, it has provided data to the clipboard, that is the data is available to be pasted in our externals program such as Excel. So let's paste it in the Excel. Okay, as you can see from here, NMIC has a huge demand, but there is no supply. You might say there is 9 in the supply, but I need to tell you that this is actually the modified number. When there is no demand at all, then this no demand or no supply of any script, then putting 0 in the data would sometimes lead to a mathematical error. So I replaced that data with a 1. Since my script runs 9 times in a day, so every time if there is no demand or no supply, in NMS's case it's a supply, so since there is no supply for whole 9 times of data collection, so the 0 got replaced by 1, and therefore there is 1 for 9 times, and the sum would be 9, of course. So that is how this is derived. In order to perform market depth analysis for single day, let's make it a table. Using Control T in Excel converts the range into table, and go to insert slicer under table design and click on select sector name. So sector name is available here, and so commercial bank, development bank, and so on. So let's go to our favorite sector, that is hydropower. So if we look at the hydropower sector, then USSEC has a strongest demand. Likewise, the BEDC has a strongest supply. So one thing I'd like to clarify on this imbalance is, if imbalance is closer to 1, positive 1, then it indicates the strongest demand, and if it is closer to negative 1, then it indicates the strongest supply, and if it is around the 0, then it tells is actually there is no demand or supply gap. Okay, so in Next topic, we'll perform the multi-day analysis of the market depth.